Microsoft has Microsoft has grouped the functions into related entities. For example, if you see them here, they are all related, like financial ones are over here, logical ones are over here, text ones are over here, date and time ones are over here, lookup and reference are over here, math and trigonometry is over here, and then you have like statistical, engineering, cube, information, compatibility, web, and so on. Now, we don't really use all of them, right? We only probably use this lookup and reference, date and time, text, logical. At most, I will say financial, maybe the IRR or a net present value or a coupon rate, something like that. But generally speaking, the most common ones are logical, text, date and time, lookup, reference. Even math and trigonometry, we will hardly do it, right? A cos or sine or cos and tan and all those which we did in school or high school, which we'll hardly do. Only thing we'll do is like the sum or the sum if or the sum fs and things like that. Okay. Now, to invoke any type of function, to start any type of function, we have two or three ways you can say. One of them is like I just now showed you, go to insert function, choose the function that you want to use. Let's say I want to use a financial function, accrued interest, and I say okay. So system brings up this window where I fill in, these are called arguments. Okay, issue is an argument, first interest is an argument. It's more like variables, right? These are the inputs that I'm going to pass to my formula. And once I say okay, system will give me the net result over here. Okay, that is one way of invoking it. Another way of invoking it is like this. I go to one cell where I want it. I go to, like this is a financial formula, so I go to this. I'm just using the same one. I'm not doing it right now. I'm just showing you how we invoke the function.
Okay.
Then we click on this, again the same window comes up. Here I go one by one, and each of these arguments has an explanation over here, which I can read and I can see the result over here also. And the net result, final result is displayed here. We'll see that in a few minutes. Another way to invoke a function is straightforward. We use a equal to sign.
Yeah, that's like how we do it for the
Exactly.
VLOOKUP and
Yes.
lookup.
Yes. And then I type one letter at a time. I know ACC, accrual interest. So AC, it brings this up. I can either double click on it or AC, and once I highlight it, I can press the tab button on the keyboard.
Okay.
Now, once I do this, rest of, and if I want that window again, I will click on this FX.
Okay.
Clear? These are the
Fine.
different ways in which we started. Okay. Now, let's look at some common functions. Tell me a name of your favorite star.
Functions and formulas have never been my favorite. That's where I actually lag.
Okay. Tell me the name of your one of your favorite stars.
Obviously, being addition, auto sum is the easiest and the.
No, star. Star meaning celebrity.
Oh, my
Name.
star. Okay, favorite. Okay.
Favorite
It has to be Shah Rukh
celebrity.
Khan.
Okay,
Shah
Shah
Rukh
Rukh.
Khan.
Okay, Shah Rukh Khan. All right. Now let's add some more names here. Khan
Yeah,
brothers.
Irfan Khan. No, not Salman Khan, sir.
Okay.
It's Irfan, sir.
Okay, Irfan. not to leave the ladies out. Is she Anushka Kohli or she is still Anushka Sharma?
No, she's Anushka Sharma Kohli.
Okay. Let's, for our benefit, we'll just take two names for now. Okay. First and last
Okay.
name. And Priyanka Chopra. And Deepika. Okay. Now, what we are going to do is we'll use some text related functions. For example, the way it is written, I want all the letters to be in small case. Maybe due to some reason you want everything in small case. So for that,
Yeah, sometimes happens is like, when you have a big data and, people sometimes, enter everything in capital letters, or
correct,
maybe,
correct,
there is small letter
exactly.
and
Yes, that
jumble.
is exactly the reason why you may need it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can
And
use a
manually entering
function.
is not possible every time.
Okay. So you can use a function called
Hmm.
lower. What lower will do is it will change the case to lowercase.
Okay. So it's like equal to lower you wrote
Yes.
and
Equal to, I'll do the once and I'll come back to it. Equal to, let's say opposite of lower is upper. I first highlight it, press the tab button, and then I say A2, which is the cell where the data is, and press
okay.
enter.
Oh, I see.
So I have lower, upper.
Okay.
Now it might happen that someone has written this like this, all uppercase.
Okay.
So I can still do this. I can drag this. Now I want this to be written like Shahruk's name. So for that, I will say equal to, there is a function called as proper. So that is called as the proper case. Okay. I select it, highlight it, and press tab. And then I say A3.
Okay.
So what it will do is it will change this into proper case. First letter is caps, rest of it is small.
Okay.
Clear?
This is yes.
Now I'm every time referring to A2. I have C2 here. So I can also refer to this C2 value here directly. So I will say proper C2 and press enter. So what it did, it changed the C2 value to proper case.
Understood.
So it's almost like I'm using a function within a function. The first function is actually proper. The second function inside the C2, C2 also refers to upper. So that is upper is inside proper.
Upper is for the capital letters, right?
Correct, correct. So in this example, C2, I am referring to actually two formulas here, isn't it?
Yes.
Proper and then upper.
Upper, yes.
Clear?
Yes.
Now, I want to know how many characters are there in their name. So I will say there is a function called as len, len text A2, press enter.
How
Len
does this like
A2.
what uh, like how it is helpful? I mean,
I'll tell you the applications a little later. Okay, for
okay.
now, let's just see how the functions are
Okay.
working. Okay, now suppose I want Shahrukh only from the name. I don't want Khan, I just want
Certainly.
Shahrukh.
Okay.
So how will I do it? There is a function called as left. What left does is it takes a particular text. In this case, it is Shahrukh Khan, the word, and you have to mention number of characters in his name.
Okay.
8, and I press enter.
Okay.
Let me do this again for Salman. I did left tab. Now when I get this, I can also pull up this fx. So fx
Okay.
tells me which text I want to use. I will say A3. So it will show me the result here. And
Okay.
how many characters do I need? I need 6. And it is showing me that I have got Salman. So I can verify, yes, this is correct. And say, okay. So left from here A3, 6.
Okay. You have to manually count the first name.
Hmm. Any other way you can do it?
I have not figured this out ever. This is the first time I'm learning about it.
Don't you, in your case, don't you have to at any time split it out from here? You have all names, let's say client names or people name. In one column, you need to split it out. No?
No, no, sir.
Okay. This is something that we have covered before, but I'll just repeat this. I select it. And I go to data. And I have text to column. You remember this?
Yes.
We said next. What is our delimiter here? Space.
Yeah.
So where do I want it? Let's say I want it in K2. Got it?
Fine.
So I can split it out. But this is another way to do it. This is one way, and this is another way.
Okay.
For example, here, if I want only the first letter of their last name, I will not be able to do it in one step. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's, I'll come back to this. Let's skip this for now. So I have this Shahrukh and Salman. Okay. Now I did this from the left. Opposite of left is right. So I can do it from the right. From the right, I want Khan only. So how many characters? 4. So I'll say comma. Now, which are in bold indicates it's a mandatory field, mandatory value. Otherwise,
Okay.
there's a default. So it will take 1. Okay. Now, the
Yeah.
same thing, whatever the formulas we have, if I just drag it down, I will get this for everybody else. But see, this type of chopping messes up with the other names.
Yes, I can see Irfan Khan, Priyanka Chopra, even the C is missing from Chopra.
Correct.
C.H. Smith, yeah.
Correct. Now, we did this left, we did this right. Now, it might be that you don't want it always from the left or always from the right. It might be a mix. So for that, you have mid. That means it from the text, it can return any number of characters starting from any particular point.
Okay.
What did it do? If I want to review the formula, starting number is 3. That means starting position is 3. Number of characters is 5.
What is the starting position, sir? Starting is the name of this, like the starting of the name.
No, starting means from where should it start counting those 5 characters. In this case, it is starting from the A in Shah Rukh's name.
Okay.
A-H-R-U-K-H. K, 5 letters.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes the people have, you know, middle name as well. Like suppose there is Shankar. Like suppose, for example, my father's name is Shankar Lal Guha.
Correct.
So he has this Lal in middle.
Yes. There is way to get that also. Like we did this space thing, na? If you have something like that, it can easily be done.
Okay.
Like and let's have some more. Now, if I use the same text to formula thing, space, do you see this last 3?
Yeah.
It has accurately split it up.
Yep. Select the cell, which cell you wanted to take it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is also possible. We can also use the formulas also to do it depending on your need. Now, this was how many characters I needed. So when I drag it, it will always fetch 3 characters, 5 characters from the 3rd position. And if there is a space in between, it will count that as well.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Next. You can search for a particular text within the name. For example, I want to find something. So find text. Let's say I want to find A within A2. At starting from where? Starting from the first number, from the first character. It tells me A is in the 3rd position. So when I drag this,
but there are only 2 A's.
yes, no, it will tell you the first one. For example, Imran is the first A is in the 4th position. Similarly, in Shah Rukh Khan, there's
okay. It is telling the number of position.
It is telling me the position of the first occurrence of the letter. There might be two. Like I have Shah Rukh Khan. In Shah Rukh Khan, I have two A's, but it is telling me the position of only the first one.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to know the second one, then I can't start from here. I'll have to start after the third one, that is maybe from the fourth position. Then it will tell me where is the next one.
Okay.
Got it?
No, this I wanted to rewind.
Okay.
Like 4 is the position, so it is
in the word Imran Khan. Where is A?
okay.
The first A, where is it?
Okay.
It is in the fourth position, starting from the first place. So this start number is the first place from where I will start counting.
Okay, I understood now.
Okay. Now, in case I don't want it to, I wanted to count the second A, then the starting position can't be before that first A. I have to skip 1, 2, 3, 4. I can start counting from the fifth position, which is N. You see this? So fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth. So that is the position 9.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah. Yes.
So in this, if there is no value, for example, can you tell me why did this return a value error when you have an A in Salman Khan?
Because it's written in capital letter.
Correct. It is case sensitive. Remember, whenever we pass a value within inverted quotes, it becomes case sensitive.
Okay.
MS Dhoni. There is no A in the word MS Dhoni. So it returns a value error.
Understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do another find. Find. So I can open this up. Find text. Let's say I want to look for the word L within the text A3. And if I don't, this is not in bold, it's in normal text. That means it's not mandatory. I can leave it blank. So it will give me a value error. Why? There is no L in Shah Rukh Khan.
Shah Rukh Khan, yeah.
Okay. So if I now drag this and check for the others, how come Deepika has an L?
Priyanka Chopra took L.
Is that L or is that I? That's what I'm trying to see.
I guess no, it's L.
L.
No, yeah, it's capital L.
Priyanka has an error here. So
even Deepika also.
oh, got it. What happened, you know? This one is not A2. This is actually A3, not A3, A2. So it has moved one place. Salman Khan is, see, it is looking for A4. So similarly, for this one, it is looking into this word.
I didn't understand this.
See this. When I am clicking here, I am on which row? Imran Khan row?
Yeah.
So when I click on this, but instead I get Amir Khan. That means it has moved one column,
one place down,
one cell, one place down, right? So I just corrected that A2. Now it's A2. I'll drag it again. Case solved.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, have you received any sheets which has lots of formulas in it?
Yeah.
You do that. How do you look at the, have you ever tried to look at the formulas?
Yes.
How do you look at them?
In this taskbar of this, like if suppose I'm there is a figure and there is a formula attached to it, so I can, I'm putting my cursor on the cell and I can see it above.
Okay.
Yes, like you see
another way to look at a formula is go to this formulas tab. There is a show formulas here.
Yeah, show formula. Yes.
So it will show you all the formulas that are there in that particular sheet all at once.
All
you
at
don't
once.
have to
yes.
do them individually.
Okay.
Now, here we were looking at this, how we did this A13 and all that. Let's say, again, here I am referring to A13. For some reason, I am referring to A13. Now, when I look at this, I will have to search where is A13 and then look it up, right? So instead of this, there is something called as trace precedence, where it shows you an arrow as to where the values are coming from.
Okay.
And there is a trace dependence where it tells you where the values are going to.
Okay.
So this one is used here, 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 here. Similarly, if I want this, I'll say trace dependence. This is used here, 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 and here. If I say remove arrows, all the arrows go. Okay.
It is to locate the formula across the sheet.
Not just the formula, but the inputs of the formula. Where is it coming from, or where are they being used?
Okay.
Precedence is from where is it coming? Dependence is where it is being used.
Dependent is where it is going.
Where it is going. Where it is being used. Okay. Now, this is as far as our regular text related commonly used some of the functions are concerned.
You were saying about that you will let me know about the how we're going to, like, what is the application for this particular thing.
Right. Now, can you tell me using these formulas that we have done so far, how can I separate the first name and the last name other than that text to column?
It is through len. Equal to len.
But that will give me number of characters. I want the first name and I want the last name using the formulas. Like here we tried to do that with Shahrukh, right? But it didn't work with Salman, Imran, Amir and all that.
Yeah.
So I want to use a formula like this to get me the first name and to get me the last name.
Yeah. So first is I think with left and right we have to do it, right? Like equal to left the cell name.
Okay.
And number of characters we need to add. It will pick the first name.
So if you have 100 names, you will go individually one by one. Because so. If you use the maybe same, yes, go ahead.
If I drag it, then obviously there would be, it will pick up like, you know, different names.
Now, before we go into the formula, can you tell me what is common in these names?
Common. Common is like they all have surnames like.
What about Akshay? Anushka. Sorry? Like all of them don't have the same surname also, right?
Yeah.
Lengths are different. So what is common in all their names? Is there anything common, first of all?
You mean to say the characters?
Yeah. Or anything, anything that you see, what is common between them?
Characters are like the A characters across.
But will that help you to get their first name?
Yeah.
How? A is in different places, right? In one, Shahrukh, it's in third place. Salman, it's in second and fifth place. So what else is common between these names? When you look at all these names together, what is common?
Sorry, I won't be able to answer this.
Look at the data and tell me.
Sorry?
Look at the data and tell me. A2, A3, what is common?
In terms of character, I can see that A is common.
Okay, other than character, anything else that you see is common? Which is there in all of these names?
They are all celebrities apart from my father. Sorry, I think I'm not being able to get.
There's a space in all of them.
Yes, but then it's not a character, right? Space is not a character.
Space is a character also, because it's going to count it. You remember we said few minutes back that it's going to count the space.
Yes.
So how will you separate the first name and last name now? You have to find the position of the space. Anything to the left of that is first name, anything to the right of that is the last name?
Yes. So equal to find, and then we have to find the number of letter position.
Okay, you're on the right track. Then let's do that first. Okay, step 1. Let's look at find text. Text. What text we'll find? We'll find a space. How will we give a space? By using the space bar.
Space button. Okay.
Within what? Within the name. Starting number by default is 1. Is that correct? Shah Rukh Khan's space is in the 9th position.
Yes.
Looks correct. So I say okay. Now if I drag this, MS, let's say M is the first and S Dhoni, we will put it together in the last name for now. Same for Shankar Lal Guha, we'll put Shankar in the first.
Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar.
Yeah, so Sachin will go in first name. Will not, right now we'll not separate the middle name. Okay, we'll keep middle name with the last name. Either middle name goes with the last name or middle name goes with the first name. Either way. So we have to just take a stand. Okay. Now, what is the next step?
Next is to take the left and right.
Okay. Help me with the first name. How will I get the first name?
Equal to left.
Okay.
Then within bracket is the cell number.
No, here.
Yeah, in first case
is the text.
Text, yes.
So text here is A2.
A2, yes.
And how many number of characters do I need?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. But what is the answer we got from find?
9.
9. What if we use this 9? Just see what happens in this
9.
answer. What is happening? The space is also getting pulled in. So I don't want that space. So I have to reduce by 1.
Okay. So in that case, you have added subtraction in 1,
yes,
right?
I just did -1. So I pulled it back by 1 position.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's see whether what we have done, does it work for all the other names?
Yes, it is.
It is working. Without this happening. Right? Now, I need the last name. In case of last name, for Khan, how many characters do I need?
Equal to right. And you have to select the number of cells. Like
first get the text A2 yes. From where A2. I'm going to chop. Then how many characters?
It's 4.
How will I know 4? I can't put the number 4 because it will not work for Sharma. It will not work for Kumar.
Space.
I have found the position of the space already. I have the answer here, right?
Yeah.
So how will I get 4 now? I have 9 here. How will I get 4?
Adding space and then
anything else that we have done that can get us 4? What have we done so far? Anything that will get us 4?
I think we will select the E column because it has total number of letters.
Then?
And then we have to minus it from that.
From what?
From the number of letters.
Total number of letters?
Total number of letter is 13. So we will minus it from this.
Minus what? Minus the?
Minus number of characters.
This is, E2 is the number of characters, right? 13.
E2 is the total number of characters.
Okay. Then?
And we will have to, like, for the Khan has 4 letters.
Right.
So we will minus 4 out of 13.
So how will it? No. Then I'll get 9.
Yeah.
You're very close. From 13, what will I subtract to get 4?
We will subtract Shahrukh's letter, 9.
No. The Shahrukh's letter is not 9. Space.
No, Shahrukh letter is 8.
Yes. So 9 is the position of the space.
Yeah.
Which is 9. So instead of 9, I'll put this.
Okay.
Have I been able to explain?
Yes.
So I'm getting the length and I'm subtracting the position of the space from the total length. So till the space, everything gets chopped off except Khan, 4 letters. I say okay. Now if I drag it, no matter how many characters I have, this will always work, so long as I have the common space.
And if I have to, if I have to like make it like for MS Dhoni, like M. S.
That we'll come to later. Let's digest this first. Okay.
Okay.
So what did we do? I'll explain this once again. From the left, for the first name, I took A2. Then I did a find within the formula. That means formula within a formula, which is a nested. This is called nesting of formulas. Just like in a bird's nest, you have the twigs nested inside each other. Like that, here also, you will have find followed by find what. This is the syntax, find text. So I'll put space. Within what? Within the text. Starting number is 1. This will get me 1 character more. So I'll subtract this and then close the bracket. See if you have understood. So instead of doing it in 2 steps, I did it in 1 step. It is perfectly fine initially when you're doing the formulas. Do it step by step. Don't rush. Keep your mind cool. First, we call these columns as helper columns. In one column, you will do the length. Another column, you will find the space position. And then use the space or use length minus space as you wish. And then I drag this, I get the same result. Okay. Same thing. Let's do this with right.
Within bracket find.
No, first I have to go from where.
Yeah, cell number, sorry.
Now, what did we do? Length minus find, right? So we have to give length first. Length of A2 minus find space first position yes, from A to starting number 1. Right? So this one, when it is giving you a message like this, it is actually saying you're missing a bracket at the end. I should have put another bracket. See, write one bracket, and there should be a ending bracket also, right? Even number of brackets. If I double click, it will tell me, it will highlight whether the brackets are in different colors. Have you been able to follow this? I'll open it up again. Okay. Len A2 minus find. Say okay. And then I drag this. Okay. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you get any extra characters when you get any file from the users, an extra space at the end or in between, or
No.
never? Okay. Now see, I'll show you how we can take care of this. Sometimes now here when we did this left A2 comma find space, what if we didn't do that -1? It would have got me Shahrukh. You will say, what's the difference? I didn't do a -1 here, whereas in this I did a -1. Right? Is there any difference between the two?
No.
Sure.
Like -1 was not
That
there.
we know, but looking at the data, can you tell whether there is any difference between the two? We can't tell, isn't it?
Sorry?
We can't tell looking at this data and this data whether there is any difference or not.
No.
How can we know? There are two ways. One way is I count the number of letters in this. I get 8. And then I do a count of this. How many do I get?
9, because it took the space.
Yes. But it's not visible to me.
Yeah.
So how can we make it visible? One way is there is something called as concatenate. Concatenate adds anything, any text that you give, let's say pipe, vertical bar. Can you see this? Isn't it obvious now there is a space?
Okay. Okay.
To overcome this, what can we do? There is a function called as trim. What trim does is, trim removes the space, removes the extra space in the beginning, in the end. It doesn't remove from the middle. And how will we check this? We'll again copy this formula and paste it here. And what am I doing? I'm counting length of T2. T2 is the one that is using the trim function. it is again back to 8. And Sharu, this one also, T2. See, there is no extra space now. There was an extra space here, but there is no space here. That's the normal space between two letters.
So trim, can you just show me the formula once again? So trim is to reduce the space, remove the space.
Yes, unwanted spaces. If you open this and look at the description here, it will tell you removes all spaces from a text string except for a single space between the words. Clear?
Clear.
Lot of times what happens, you receive a file, let's say like this.
Sir, a lot of time the even characters gets jumbled up, like some maybe capital or maybe some small.
Correct. So then in that case you can use that proper. Now see, when I use this trim here, oh, P2 is blank actually, that's why. Last two, right? What do I have in A14 and A15? I have it like this. Multiple spaces, but once they do it, once we put trim, it clears out the extra spaces. Got it?
Yes.
You feeling okay? Can take more?
Yes.
Or is it, or head is spinning?
No.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now we have seen lot of the text functions. Now let's look at some date functions. In an Excel sheet, if you want to see today's date, today, the word today, open the bracket, close the bracket. You want to see date and time. And this will auto refresh. So moment you open an Excel sheet, today, tomorrow, whenever you open it, it will show you the time at that moment. Or the date, your system date.
Can you rewind once again?
Yes. What did I do? I used the function today. Yeah. There are no arguments here, meaning there are no parameters or variables. So it is dynamic. That's why it's the word volatile is used.
Okay.
Now, this is today's date. Let's say you want somebody joined the company on
21st June.
Okay, 21st June. June 21st. I'm just going back a little bit and we'll do some dates in this year also. Now, how many years of service? Straightway is today's date is bigger than yesterday's date.
Yeah.
This is number of days. If I want it in years, not years, then I will divide this one by 365.25 to take care of the leap year. Okay. Now I need to freeze this one, which is A17. Problem with this is this gives me in fraction because it is less than 1 year.
Yeah.
If I want it in years rounded, I have to use a function called round. Zero decimal places. 4. Okay. Now, if you want the months, you will say he's there for 4 months or 6 months. Let's at least say that 6 months, right? Then this is a bit complex because again I have to take that 0.77 multiplied by 12 and do all that thing, right, to get the number of months. Now, instead of that, there is a function called as dated if. What does dated if do? Dated if takes from date to date. So let's say from date is this, comma, to date is this, which is today's date, followed by the formula, the format in which I want.
YM.
Yes.
What is YM, sir?
YM is actually the months in incomplete years. But if I want the years, I will say only Y. That means 4 years, 17 to 2021, 4 years, and how many months? 5 months, and how many days?
YMD.
Comma MD.
Okay. In this case, we'll not take the year.
Yeah, this is years.
No, in
This
the
is
formula,
month.
we will not take the year. Y.
Wait 1 minute. And days. What this tells me is, see, I have the formula Y here. So it tells me completed years.
Okay.
And next I have month, remaining months after calculating the year, and days, remaining days after calculating the month.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if I have to collate all this, I can concatenate this let's say I want a space in between.
There is no space, sir.
That's why I'm putting a space.
Okay.
Because I want a complete, like 4 years, 5 months, so many days.
Okay.
P23, comma. See, I'll show you what happens if I don't put a space there. I can do this concatenate.
Okay.
So to avoid this getting, jumbled, I'll just put an extra space here in between.
Okay, but in that case, you have to first find out the years and months and dates
Yes,
to,
yes.
That first you have to do it. In that case, you can go forward with concatenate.
Yeah, slowly what will happen, once you try this out on your own and you get confident, you can do them together. It'll be all be in your mind then. Here I just to show you I did it separately, but really if I have to concatenate, I'll keep that in mind and do it in one shot.
How come?
Like concatenate in place of B23, this is what? B23 is nothing but dated if, like function within function. Gives me the same result. Am I getting you more confused?
No.
That's why I actually showed you how we can break it up into separate.
Yeah, even that is important to know.
Yes. So initially, that's why I suggest to everyone, I recommend to everyone, initially when you're dealing with these formulas, use helper columns. These are called as helper columns. Don't try to do it in one shot.
Okay.
Because if something goes wrong, you're still finding feet. So, it's like when you're swimming, learning to swim, they don't take you on the where it's more deep. You won't find feet, right? Like that. So here use these step by step. Do it step by step, it will be easy for you. Okay. Do I need to repeat this again?
No.
So basically dated if has from date to date. To date is today's date, which is in red, and blue is from date, and followed by y. Y means completed years.
Yes.
And when I use the concatenate, I can combine all of it.
All of it.
Similarly with months, from date to date, ym, remaining months. And similarly with days, only the format changes, md. Okay. Are you making note or anything of that kind?
Yes, sir.
Oh.
I have a diary and pen with me. I'm writing down the formulas and I have to pick the books from the center.
Yeah, whenever you, in fact, after this, when you get a certificate, you can come down and pick that up together.
Okay.
Clear so far?
Yes.
Okay. Now, do you ever need to find out what is the day of a particular date?
This type of thing I have never done.
Okay.
Mine is actually because the role which I am currently handling, it's not what I have done
Okay.
ever in my 9 years of handling a role of being an executive assistant.
Okay.
So being in this role, yes, I am doing extensive MIS on everyday basis. I have not done something with for past 9 years.
Okay.
So this is again a new learning experience for me.
Okay. Okay. All right. So here I have a date. You pick any date. Okay. I want to find out what day it is.
Okay.
This is the year. Okay. And if I want to know M meaning month.
Why this one is showing Fry and this one is showing Friday?
I'm using that's what. See, here it is Jan, right? Here it is Jan. And if I use this comma and 3, 4. So if I'm using 3 characters, MMM, it is showing me month, 3 characters.
Okay.
If I'm
And
using
when you are adding
4,
just one M extra, then it will show you whole character.
correct.
Okay.
Same thing here. When I'm doing DDD 3 and when I'm doing DDDD 4.
Okay. What is more use of this text?
Text, basically what is the purpose of text? Purpose of text is it will convert a value to text in a specific number format. So in a particular number, whatever the text equivalent of it is concerned, that will get converted. So here when you look at the day, like in case of this Jan, if I just do one character M, it will show me 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Two characters, it will show me 0, 1.
Yeah.
So if it was 12, now just see how all of them will change. Clear?
Yes.
Now, there is also another function it tells me what is the week number.
Week number.
Meaning first
How
week,
does it
second,
calculate?
where you need to find out which week it happened. Suppose you are doing week wise some calculations. Now, in another class, the gentleman was saying he tracks the meeting of his salespeople done every week, and he has to give which week who has done how many meetings.
Okay.
So he has a list week 1, week 2, week 3, which he is maintaining manually. He doesn't need to. All he needs to do is use that week num along with the date.
Okay. So how it will going to calculate a week? I mean, what is the starting point? It is this year the starting point or month is the starting point?
One 21 is week 1.
Okay.
If I now do this, I get this. And if I say
Okay. Week number is to identify the number of week running.
Running the weeks in a year. So 52 weeks in a year. So you can identify the week number.
Okay.
Now see, these are all functions which are there. How you will use them is depending on your scenario. Sometimes we may use that text, sometimes you might need to use the week number, sometimes you might need to do that dated if. Okay. Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So these are some of the dates. You can also have some things like this. Let's say you have like 1/1 and then I have today's date over here. And I want to know the number of working days between two dates. So starting from 1st of the year till today, how many working days were there? Now you might have some holidays in between, Diwali, Durga Puja, and so on.
Yeah.
So those holidays also, you can put the dates here. Let's say 11/4/2021.
2nd October.
Yeah. Let's say 2 days. So if I count the number of net working days now, I have from date, comma, to date, comma, minus the holidays. 2 days of holiday. Why is it, if I take 2 days, it should have got me 233, right? Why did it get me 234? For that, we'll have to check out what 2nd October. It's a Saturday. It's already counted. So it reduced only 1. Quite intelligent, huh?
I'm sorry, how did it count it?
Since it's a Saturday, it did not do a double count. In place of 2nd October, if I make it 1st October, which is a Friday, then it becomes 233, 2 days minus. But if it is 2nd October, it is already a Saturday, which is counted in the net working days, right?
The Saturday, it is considering as a holiday.
Yes, net work days, right? It assumes Saturday,
so it is
Sunday.
Yeah, it is like taking up the only business working days.
Business days, correct. Correct.
Okay.
Now, these work days, like you said, it assumes Saturday, Sunday. What if it is Bangladesh, or if it is the Middle East? They have off days on other days of the year, of the week, right?
Yeah.
Middle
East mostly follows Friday.
Correct. Definitely Fridays, and some places either Thursday or Saturday. So net work days, there is something called as international. Okay. What does international do? It has a start date, it has an end date, and it gives you the option.
Oh. So how it is based on the country wise, or it is based on the?
They have given you all possible options basically. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, take your choice.
Okay. This is interesting.
Yes. So if you are using a Friday, Thursday, Friday, you can use 6 and system will do the calculation accordingly.
This is nice.
Sometimes it can be useful if you are playing around with the dates or you want to do some quick calculation.
More it is useful to track down on the people's performance.
Yes.
Or more of, even for the HR person.
Or calculation, payroll calculation, how many days worked, how many work days, how many weekdays, and stuff like that. Or you have those SLAs also, like in your industry, it might be how many days it's taking to deliver a parcel or a consignment, networking days, leaving out a holiday. Okay.
Yes.
Now, let's move forward. We'll again come back to our characters and things like that. Now, here we will do something called as if. Now, along with these names, let's say I want Mr. or Miss along with their names.
Yes.
Right? In that case, I need to know the gender as well.
Yes.
So I'll have a column of, let's say, gender, and I will say male. And now, depending on the gender, I'm going to use a condition like if. So what is if? If will first do a test. It's a logical test, meaning if this value is equal to male, is it true or false? So it tells me true. Then I will use the word Mr. Else I will use the word Miss. Okay. Do you get it? Then I'll drag this. So wherever it finds, oh no, pause it. So what I did, I put in a condition. It could have been a check with the female or with a male, any one condition. So if the test is a success, that means true, then something happens, else something else happens.
What if there are, nowadays there are a lot of genders you can,
Correct.
go
Correct.
through.
Correct.
So
Correct.
how we're going
Correct.
to identify?
Yes. Then we will have to check this. Then maybe we have to add more than one condition.
Okay.
So we have to say if this, then this. If this, then this. Else this. So we might have to use nested condition, one inside another. For now, let's just stick to this. Once you get this clear, then we can talk about that. Okay. So what did I do? I put a condition. If it is male, then Mr. Else Miss. And see, when it comes to Anushka, I go to this. Male is the gender male. This fails, false.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
this will no longer be applicable. It's no longer Mr. So it goes into Miss.
Okay.
Similarly, you might have something like
If is basically a logical test, right?
correct. It's a logical test. Let's say I have 1000, I have 2000, I have 2000, and I have 1500. So if what is the test? This greater than this. If this is true, I will say debit is more. Else I will say credit is more.
So you can write, we can
whatever
write,
you want. Yes, go ahead.
there is like there is no predefined remarks. You can write according to you.
Yes, whatever you want. Basically, that if condition, if it is true, what do you want? If it is false, what do you want? Okay. Now see how we can apply this. If suppose I have certain grades, okay? If a person gets more than 90, the grade is A. If it is more than 70, grade is B. If it is more than 40, grade is C. And if it is less than 40, grade is D. And I will have some student marks. Someone gets 95 or 95, their grade will get automatically calculated. If Vijay gets 45, his grade is C. If Sneha gets 88, grade is B. If Kavita gets 98, grade is A. And if their grade changes, then this will also change.
Achha.
Marks change. If their marks change, then the grade will also change. So if I were to do something like this, I would have if is this mark greater than, let's say, I'll just not use the word greater than here, I will just use 90, so I can directly pick it up. If
Equal to, you have to add.
yeah, if this is greater than this, then I want this, right? Else I want this, let's say. Now let's try this out. If I put 98, it is still A. If I put 48, it becomes D. So this is working.
Yes.
A. If I put 78 also, it is giving me D, because that else condition is like that. Else everything is D. Now I have to figure out the in-between ones. So what I have to do, I'll copy this part again. So my if condition says value if true is E31, this is fine. In case of E34, I will put another condition.
Okay.
If inside this, instead of D31, it will now be D31 was 90. So now it will be D32. It will be E32, else E34. See, now 78 is more than 70, so grade B comes. Are you following?
Now I want to rewind this again.
Okay. So what am I doing? I'm doing, let's say 98. Grade is A.
Okay.
If I do 82 or 85, it's grade B because it is more than 70. And if it is 55, it's D. So what's my condition here?
Okay.
So it first checks the marks, 55. Is it greater than 90? It's false. So it comes here. Only if it was true, it would have come here, right?
Yeah.
It would have gone to this true. It's not true. So it comes here. Then it checks, is it more than 70? Still it finds false. Then it goes into this E34, which is D. So which is the final result.
Okay.
I haven't yet put the last one. Now, moment I put the last one here, it will check that more than 40 also. Okay. Are you okay with this?
Yes, sir.
Now, before I drag it, what do I need to do? I can drag it for all of this, but what's going to happen is, moment I drag it, some places it will get missed out. Why? It has moved down. See, it has moved out of the 90 and A bracket. So what do I need to do before I drag it? I have to use that dollar sign.
Okay. Yes. You have to fix the cell.
Yes. E37. So if I drag it, it should become E38. So I will not make that one fixed. Instead, that D and E, I'll have to fix it.